Marvel's first family is back and better than before, and I honestly could say that Marvel finally got it right. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Lawrence Support to talk about my review of Fantastic Four First Steps. And listen, I went in with high expectations. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button as well. But I went in with very, very high expectations. And I honestly can say Marvel met all of my expectations. I really do believe that this is a movie, a finished product that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, I'm talking about the creators of the Fantastic Four, that they would be proud of this movie. And yes, this movie right here was absolute cinema. I love the themes of retrofuturism, the 60s aesthetic, the family dynamic. At its core, all about love, right? Like, what would you do for your child at the end of the day? And I gotta admit this right here. Pedro Pascal. I was a little bit worried because I feel like he's been so overused in Hollywood, but he came out swinging. Pedro Pascal did his thing in this one right here. This is officially my Mr. Fantastic. And I gotta give the game ball. I gotta give the MVP to the one only Sue Storm, Vanessa Kirby. Absolutely ate this role up. Mother was literally mothering in this movie right here. My goodness, she delivered. She was a standout character for me. She was so she was just a great mother. She was just a great mother in this right here. Like, what would you do if your back was against a wall and it felt like all hope was lost? She dug deep for this role. Not to mention, this actress is actually pregnant right now as we speak, so she could be drawing some inspiration for that right there. Maybe so. Sue Storm, without a doubt, was the heart and soul of this movie right here. You can see the strength, the courage, the tenacity that she had when it came to her looking out for the best interest at heart about her son. That is what any mother would do. Sue was ready to make the ultimate sacrifice, even if that means including pushing herself a little bit too far, but she had to do that in order to save her beloved son, Franklin Richards. And I have to talk about the score. This score was simply out of this world. Amazing, 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 amazing. The best part of the score to me is whenever Galactus came onto the screen. Galactus was such a towering figure. They actually did Galactus right. Oh my God, I got chills when I saw Galactus on the screen. And back of my mind thinking, how in the world is the Fantastic Four going to defeat Galactus? Because he was so towering. He gave me goosebumps when I saw him. Like, he was so scary. He was just built, like I said, towering, tall guy. Like, listen, I was nervous for the Fantastic Four. I didn't know how they was going to defeat Galactus. Like, this is the best version that I ever seen, period, of Galactus and Matrix in movies, cartoons, whatever you want to name it, comics, whatever you want to name it. This was the best version I've seen Galactus like that. The CGI on Galactus, impeccable, absolutely impeccable. Galactus, in my personal opinion, was very comic accurate, man, but he was so terrifying at the same time. Even those space scenes with the Silver Surfer, Shalabala, listen, different, beautiful. Like, she looked amazing. Like, I know some people was comparing her CGI and this version of Silver Surfer to Norman Rad, but listen, she looked incredible. This, I don't know the actress that well who played the Silver Surfer, but listen, from what I can see, blew me away. Great job at playing Charlotte Ball. I hope that I'm pretty sure we are going to see more Charlotte Ball in the future without a doubt. As far as the cast chemistry, they nailed it. I really do believe that this was like a real life family. Like, they was all glued together. You could tell they definitely have been around each other, not only on the set, but they spent time with each other off the set. And I think that's key when you're doing something of this nature right here that's so family oriented, right? So yeah, this was, I truly believe it felt like a real life family. When it came to Ben Grimm and Johnny Storm, they both played their roles great. As the supporting cast, of course, we know, like I said before, most of the focus is on Reed and Sue. We get it, but both these two men are two of my favorite characters, especially in Marvel Rivals. But we'll leave it at that. But no, it is a movie right here. They definitely did their thing. Johnny Storm has always been one of my favorite characters. The young, blonde, hothead, and of course you got the ever loving blue-eyed thing, you know, who's made up of rock, but this is, I probably can say, the best depiction that I've also seen of the thing as well. Like, we know he's had problems before in previous Fantastic Four movies, the way his rock, the way they shaped him up with CGI and all that. But this version is even better, 10 times better, if we're being honest, when it comes to the thing. So yeah, the supporting cast of the uncles, um, to little Franklin Richards, they play their role just right. We know, of course, the main focus is Reed Richards and Sue, but at the same time, Johnny and Ben, they all had their time to shine as well in the movie. So all the characters was actually fully fleshed out. They all have a moment or several moments that you can just see the character development in all four of these characters right here. I just want to go through and talk about some of the things I liked about all four of the most important characters, right? We'll start off with Reed Richards. Now, like I said before, I kind of feel like Pedro Pascal has been overused in Hollywood, but Pedro made me a believer. He proved me wrong, and I can't admit this is probably our best iteration of Mr. Fantastic. Like, we can see the emotional aspect they had when it came to playing this role. Talking about Pedro right here, just a breakdown of a man who I see that is, you know, trying to figure it out how to save his son. I enjoyed seeing his stretching powers. I thought that they was very, very good. I wanted more of his powers, but I think they kind of focus a little bit more to his intellectual aspect of the one and only Mr. Fantastic, right? And of course, we have the one and only Sue Storm. I've said before, mother was mothering in this one right here. Sue Storm, you know, Vanessa Kirby, she definitely bought it without a doubt. I felt the emotional attachment to this role right here. I'm not a parent yet, but I still felt the burden of trying to save and trying to shield your only child from the world. You know, even like a devourer like Galactus, who's trying to come in and, you know, take your baby away. You know, because he's trying to feed. But Vanessa Kirby, great actress. I had to go back and look at some of her filmography to see what else she was in because I really don't know too much about the actress. But from what I could see, in fact, in the Fantastic Four, she bought it. I'm officially a Vanessa Kirby fan, so I will be checking out more of her movies and TV shows if she does that in the near future. I gotta talk about Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm, we've always known him to be our hothead. Now, what killed me, which I thought this was kind of like the comedic aspect, well, he was basically like the comedic aspect of the film right here. And Marvel, which I'm so glad they did this, they didn't have too much brawhaha comedy in this one right here like they typically do. Um, the one scene with Johnny, and I think they actually showed it in the trailer with Johnny, Michelle Ball talking. You know, this man had caught feelings. This man Johnny has now, you know, fell in love with a space goddess, right? And think about Johnny, I love so much. You know, he's always been this like a boy wonder, like a charmer type, but also just doing things, rushing out into things. That's kind of like what we saw him do several times in this movie, where he would just rush out and not know the consequences. They played the true Johnny Storm from the comics to now, right? The one only ever living blue-eyed Ben Grimm. They showed Ben Grimm's humanity in this right here. Outside of all that orange rock, there's a big giant heart of a man who unfortunately is covered up due to the space race and all those things right there. But his humanity is at its core, right? We saw when it seemed like the world was about to go down, right? He wanted to make sure things was okay. He just wanted to see, I forgot that one woman name in the movie, but he just wanted to see her one last time in case things don't go right with Galactus, right? I love the human aspect, right? And they even show several parts of his powers. We've always known him to be this big brawler, right? And he definitely bought it out as a big brawler. But again, like I said before, that humanity of the thing is one of many reasons why I love this character so much. Now, as far as the negative things that I did not like about the Fantastic Four, it's not really such a big gripe. I just think as we get closer towards the end, I think we needed maybe an extra 15 minutes. Kind of felt like some of it was starting to get a little bit rushed. Like, okay, we've got this 2 hour window, or whatever the case may be. We need to keep it literally at that 2 hour window mark. but I think an extra 15 or 20 minutes definitely would have helped flush a couple of things out. But other than that, I thought the movie was overall great. So for me, I gotta give Fantastic Four, for me personally, it's a solid 9. It's in my top 10 as far as Marvel films. Um, there was a small little section with the pacing. There was one monologue scene that I was just completely over with, and I felt like it was killing it for me. Like it was like I don't know, it was kind of like dry at that point right there. But other than that, this is a great Marvel film. I will be seeing it again. So yeah, Fantastic Four. Oh, they set it up. That ending, that ending, that ending. Oh my God! Like I almost jumped out of my seat when we got to the ending because I'm like, they setting it up. It's basically getting ready to be set up for Doomsday, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, beautiful, amazing. Oh my God, that ending, I can't get over. It. I can't get over it. But yeah, y'all, that's my thoughts about Fantastic Four. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. As always, thank you for tuning into the Lawrence Report.